Food is an addictive force. You probably know that by now, especially processed food. And if you're going to overcome addiction, it will necessitate transforming all parts of your life. This potentially could mean that you're gonna have to change your job, or changing the route you drive to work, or where you park your car, or the clothing you wear, or the food, how it's situated in your refrigerator, or even going to the grocery store with an accountability partner or partners, or letting somebody know, hey, I'm heading to the grocery store, I got my list, make sure I stick to it. The addictive cues related to food, they are so strong, so everywhere, they're just all over us. You literally, you can't play around with addiction. You can't dance around with food addiction. The state of addiction, it requires life overhaul. Without life overhaul and just completely dismembering cues, you will, without fail, end up back in the same state of health defeat and I would say food torment. I see it every week, usually multiple times per week, where a patient or a client, they've reverted back into old habits and, they've gotten themselves back into the same exact place they were before. And their confidence is on the floor. Their capacity to make decisions that they want to make about food, they vanished, they're gone. They're nowhere to be found. They had left the previous consult thinking, knowing, I've got a plan and I'm gonna follow through with it. But then along came one of those shiny objects, in the form of another get quick scheme, lose 20 pounds in 20 days, this liver cleanse or detox supplement regimen. And just like that, they were drawn away, enticed, you might say, from that new lifelong health opportunity that was just waiting for them. That routine, the idea of getting faster results with less effort got in the way of actual health. So rarely progress, or I would say like a lack of knowledge, is the culprit or is the thing that's standing in the way. Readily, it's like I don't have enough resources, I don't have enough strategies, and I doubt you just lack the opportunity or the talent to make the food choices you want to make. The reason success is lacking, your health is not being directed, your inability to follow through on your grand health plans isn't happening. Follow through requires one thing. I think you know what it is. You know that thing called self-control or self-restraint. It's the number one roadblock for me, for you, in meeting our desires and our gains, our goals related to health and vitality and vigor, is this thing called self-control or self-restraint. The deal is you can either control yourself or you can be controlled by media, by influences, by marketing campaigns, or your past reward response. Yep. I'm talking about, that cookie or that bag of chips that you had after the really stressful day, that glass of wine after a really stressful day, just to help, just give yourself that sense of calm. The problem was that you started as just, I'm gonna do this one time. But that one time, that feeling you got that one time, it feels so good right now, turn into the standard protocol for your nervous system, the standard protocol, the standard way of getting out of life when it went south, of feeling a sense of, So that flashy Diet Coke commercial, the sparkling colors, your favorite cereal, or maybe the picture of that white mocha on the coffee shop window, those are not your biggest threats. They're threats, but they're not your biggest threats to health freedom. Because those are all external enemies. Those are out there. We actually can get away from them. The biggest threat to your health freedom, it's you. It's me. I am my biggest threat. It's that internal dialogue, that the continual chirping that's always going on. It's the reward response that I'm seeking, that I want to be satisfied with, that is never actually satisfied. This, of course, forces me, to engage in either self-restraint or self-control. And will you restrain and continue towards building health and vitality? Will we do it? Self-control, oftentimes, when we hear that, we don't like it. It sounds restrictive. In the moment that we're, taking away our freedoms. But when you lay your head down at night, having followed through on that self-control, that self-restraint, followed through all the way on your plan, there's gonna be this overwhelming sense of gratification, of accomplishment, that I did what I wanted to do, and that is worth that experience. Yes, life truly is better. It's good when we're engaging in self-control. In fact, individuals who exert a high level of self-control consistently have lower rates of anxiety, of panic attacks, of depression, of substance abuse, and generally of psycho-emotional disability unrest. They're also less likely to be obese and have a whole lot of different manner of chronic diseases. So when you truly do what you want to do, it's healthy. The reward response is over the top. The endorphin rush is out of this world. Nothing compares, because it's not only for that moment, it lasts. You start building momentum, and eventually that momentum takes over as you continue to act literally authentically what you desire. And our authentic desires, they only happen if we truly are acting out of self-control. But how do you get to self-control? That is the $1 million question, right? Because you don't get self-control. You build it. And you build it the opposite way of all these marketing schemes, marketing campaigns, and quick fixes. They're all trying to give you the quickie, right? That's not how self-control works. There's this great quote, you've heard it here many times, that says, we overestimate what we can do or get done in a single day, and we underestimate what we can do or accomplish in an entire year or 10 years. When we get stuck trying to will ourselves to change every aspect of our life today, like right now, right here, we end up facing or face planting even again and again. And rather, if we build one brick, one nail, one screw at a time, one brick on top of another, we actually end up accomplishing our wildest goals and health aspirations. There's no other way. If you're saying, I want to change my life, and in order to change my life, I understand my food lifestyle requires a complete overhaul. My activity lifestyle requires a complete overhaul. Then start today by building the foundation to enable you to make or do a complete overhaul. You make one small, itsy bitsy, low hanging fruit, seemingly insignificant choice right now, today, and you watch as that seemingly insignificant choice made today, that you then make again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, over and over again, how those choices start adding up, compounding. And the next thing you know, that minimal, itsy bitsy building of self-control, self-restraint, even just waiting an hour to have that dessert, waiting an hour to have that soda pop, waiting an hour to eat your first meal, showing your being that you are gaining control of your desires and cravings. That's how you do it. I'm Dr. Matt, and enjoy self-control. Go for it. Build it. You can be self-controlled. You can exert self-restraint. It is feasible. It just takes practice. All right, always here to help. I want to see you manifest now and forever. Total, unrelenting, healthy humanity.